arrest though. There's an arrest that's really got a lot of people in Texas pissed off, and we're going to talk about it because it's one of the many blunders of Greg Abbott, in my opinion. There have been some good things he's done, and there have been some really questionable things that he's done. So last week there was a sentencing for I'll say a man that drove into a Black Lives Matter rally.
Correct. Mm-hmm. I saw that.
I thought that was the only thing he did until I started looking into it. He also let off some shots.
He sure did.
Yeah. So this guy was convicted, rightfully. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he's convicted, who gonna poke their pumpkin head out of a hole to say, "Oh, I'll pardon him"?
Those dangly legs.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Greg Abbott. Now, regardless of how you feel about BLM, because that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
This should be seen as uncharacteristic behavior from a governor, from
Correct.
a leader. I want to pop quiz. I want to ask y'all a question. What state in the United States has the most black people?
Georgia.
Close. Very close. Georgia's top 3.
Okay. Florida.
Also a top 3. Huh.
I'm like, Mississippi.
Can you guess number 1?
Goddamn it. You didn't even tell me about it because it's not.
We let you know.
I said my brain. I'm with you. I'm thinking
Colorado.
Alabama or Mississippi.
Y'all overthinking it.
We're overthinking.
New
It
York,
ain't Texas.
We sitting in it.
That's
Really?
strange.
As of
I forgot how big we
2019,
are.
yeah. Let me give y'all a little bit of information. As of 2019, it was Georgia, but
Okay.
as of prior to 2019, but as of 2019, Texas has the most black people, population, African American people. Yes, it's Texas, then it's Georgia, then it's Florida.
Okay.
So I feel like Georgia and Florida, their black people have stood up and made it known what's acceptable and what's not.
Correct.
And it's time for Texas black people to do the same thing. Like, I'm tired of hearing the argument about, oh, we don't need to vote. No, this guy's empowered because we're not using our voting power.
Correct.
We have the most black people in the state, in the country. I'm sorry. We are the state with the most black people now. So our interests should absolutely be represented by state governors and officials. Why has Greg Abbott been able to extend his stay like this? It's because the people that can get him out are not speaking up.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
Point
the
dry.
young people.
This is and that's who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I'm literally talking to us right now
Yeah.
because this is a fight. This is a back and forth that I hear between black people a lot, and I'm like, yo, don't y'all understand we're powerful here?
That.
Like in Texas, and, and other places, but mostly Texas, we got the most black people in the country in this state now.
Well, like you said, do they understand that we're powerful? No, because they probably don't feel powerful.
They
and then when I
don't.
think about Florida and Georgia, we think about all the political cases that have come to the light in the last few years that have truly changed the way that they've learned to work together, the way their communities have come together. We're so red here, red stated, and conservative, because even our black people aren't really always black or black voting.
Right.
It'd be very, I agree with you. It's time to wake up.
And the same thing is happening in Georgia. Like they were conservative for a while,
They
but
were.
it's kind of turning now. And Texas is up next. Like I think the same thing is going to happen with Texas. My question to y'all was like, what other than voting, what other things do y'all think could help with like representation for us up top? Because we're in mass now in Texas. Like there's a recognizable block of black people in Texas now, so we should be able to get some stuff done. Y'all have any ideas for like things that for empowerment in that lane? Because I know voting is one of them. You know, when I first saw this story, my first thought was vote them out.
We need more black people in positions of power. I just saw, like, before we got here, now, I guess, in the United States, African-American people are at the top of the labor force. There's more African-American people that are employed through the labor force than any other ethnicity or nationality. I think having more black people in positions of power, and not even just positions of power, positions, period,
Yeah.
makes a difference, because with knowledge there is power, and unfortunately we live in a world where some black people are just so uneducated or so ignorant. So even if they have the opportunity to do something, they won't. It's the bystander theory. I'm gonna just hold back because somebody else is gonna do it.
Absolutely.
No, you
Yeah.
need to do it.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
stand up. So I think it's time for everybody to stand up.
I like that. What about you, Nubia?
I mean, honestly, I second with Bree on that, and simply because the younger generation, they don't even understand how strong they are in numbers. Like,
Man.
I literally, and this is one of our topics coming up later, about the Tennessee rep.
Yeah.
So these kids were rallied outside of this man. I don't know if it was his home, if it was a courtroom, but rallied outside of his courtroom and making it be known, like, we are not condoning what it is that you want to bring back in 2023. So, like, the young people really need to understand how important their voices are. Not just those younger people that are able to vote, even us now in our age group as well. Because like you said, some people would think, oh, well, if I don't do it, somebody else will.
Absolutely.
We can no longer, as a black people, as a brown and black community, have that mentality anymore.
At all.
We need to, everybody needs to put in some action.
Man.
Every last person that is eligible and that is able to, we need to be the change to see in our future. Because if not, we're going to continue to be dealing with BS like this.
Correct.
And perfect example, like all we really, it's so easy because of social media now.
Correct.
All we have to do is take the same energy from social media. You know, when I see a video about that Tennessee rap and it has 100,000 retweets, so what if 100,000 black people went and voted?
Correct.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
all we have to do is take the energy from social media and apply it in real life. And I think that'll take care of problems like Greg Abbott, because at this point it's a problem. You wanting to pardon someone that openly tried to kill or marginalize black people is not a good look for you being the governor of the state with the largest black population.
Correct. Yeah.
That's not a good look. This is a problem. It's been a problem, but like this is like egregious.
Yes.
Like this is like
Yeah.
the straw that like breaks the camel's back.
Correct.
It's time to get them out of here, and the only way we're gonna do it is by taking taking a hold of our political power.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Yes.
Be interesting if we had a black governor.
boy, I'll do it. Y'all can vote for Governor Flex. Well, you know. Nah, I'm just playing. Ever had the funniest look? Nah, I'm just playing. But we're about to get into our guests, man. We're going to take a quick break just to get them mic'd up, cammed up, and we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Flexcast. Yep.
Say.
Flexcast.